The way I have literally pre-filmed 9 videos, which is a whole lot, but I had to do it because I am going to be on a cruise and I'm not getting the internet package. I already told you guys that stuff is like super expensive on a cruise, which I just don't understand. Like, I'm like, why are you charging me that much? And then on top of that too, I mentioned in another video, I was like, it's so crazy. If you go on like a 6-day cruise or whatever, and 3 of the days you're going to be at a port to where you can actually use your normal cell service, why are they still charging you for the internet package? Why are they calling it a 6-day internet package? Like, that to me just doesn't make any sense, especially because I'm going to be staying overnight in Cabo. So I'm like, I'm not really understanding how are you charging me for the night that we're in Cabo when technically I could just use my cell service. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the reason for me even telling you guys this is because my videos are obviously going to be super late, and I do know that some of you guys do get irritated when I am a little bit late with things, you know what I'm saying? Actually, I don't know if you guys remember, like, I even commented back to this person. She was like, this is like super old news, like, you need to watch Love Island, like, as it happens, because this is old. And I was like, I'm 3 days, literally 3 days behind with this news. So I was just kind of like, what? Of course, if I'm talking about current like drama that's happening and I reference the old stuff, obviously I'm referencing it, you know what I'm saying? However, I do know nonetheless, when you are a commentary channel, drama channel, whatever the hell you want to call it, I know people want like the tea right away. So that's why I'm like, every time I pre-film my videos, I typically, like, I would say pre-film normally about 3 or 4, so that way I can maintain my daily uploading schedule. However, I do, you know, try not to do it more than that, because then obviously I know that news ended up becoming old, but I don't really have a choice right now, because obviously for the algorithm with YouTube, I have to show my consistency, and I do need to do my daily upload. So I am so sorry that you guys are actually seeing this probably you guys are seeing this actually 1 week late from the time of me, filming this and even seeing this drama. Within today's video, we're going to be talking about Coco from Love Island, because oh my gosh, she is blowing up right now on TikTok because she got herself into some drama, which I gotta keep it real with you guys. I think because I binge watched Love Island season 7, I'm telling you guys, like, what was it called? Like After the Sun or After the Burn or whatever the hell it was called. I watched every single episode besides those within the span of, I want to say 4 or 5 days. Like, I really watched it so fast that there were some people that I honestly forgot about. Like, if they didn't stay on the show long. Coco was one of those girls that I had forgot about, which I'm not even trying to be shady whatsoever or saying that she's not memorable. I'm just saying, like, was she only on there for a little bit? Like, I literally don't remember her, but I guess apparently she was, you know, trying to explore Taylor. And this is where I guess like Olandria was all into Taylor. This is before he had made it official with Clark. Anyways, y'all, the reason why I'm telling you this is because this is going to be a little bit of old news regardless, is because I do have to play this first clip to where Coco was on this girl's Winter's podcast, okay? Because this is where we're going to get into some drama about this whole entire situation, which I'm just kind of like, okay. It's so crazy to me that people make things such a big deal that I'm just like, it's not really that big of a deal. So this girl Coco went onto the girl Winter's podcast, and I guess basically the podcast host Winter had asked her like how the situation was with Olandria. She had made a comment about it. I didn't even really think it was that deep, but then we're gonna get into Olandria saying like, oh, like she don't really mess with Coco like that because of this, which I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Check this out.
Olandria was like really like my man, my man, my man, and it was like
even to a point of delusion, I would say. Yeah.
I was just like blown. I just couldn't even understand it. I couldn't even understand it. I couldn't even.
But they say sometimes when you know, you know.
There y'all saw from right there, she was just saying like, oh, Landria was like, oh, like that's my man, that's my man, that's my man. And then obviously we ended up knowing that Taylor ended up picking Clark. So realistically, Olandria did end up looking a little bit dumb, you know what I'm saying? However, what Coco said within that clip, I don't think was that shady. A lot of people are speculating the reason why, which I'm gonna play another clip for you guys too, which actually this is already about a week old. So by the time you guys are seeing it's like 2 weeks old. Olandria actually was on live, I believe, with Nick and like some of the guys. And I guess this is while they were in New York filming the reunion. And by the way, you guys are probably seeing this after the reunion. Anyway, so I guess that they were like, you know, chilling in the hotel room, and then somebody had said, I think it was Nick or somebody in the background had said like, oh, Coco wants to say hi to you, and she goes, I'm cool. Like, no, she don't want to say hi to her. And I guess apparently it was from that clip from Winter's podcast. And I was like, it's not really that serious. Like, she wasn't even like throwing a jab at her. Like, I didn't really think it was that deep. You know what I'm saying? But check out this clip right here.
Coco. It's Coco. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on TikTok. What up?
We're on live.
Coco, go out.
I'm tired, bro. I don't know where all the other girls are.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
They told me 8:15.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Olandria, Coco wants to say hi.
I'm cool.
Now, hopefully you guys are sticking with me because yes, all of this does seem a little bit of old news. If you guys are into the Love Island drama on TikTok, this is seeming old, but I am getting to a point over here, okay? Because after everything had popped up after this podcast, there you guys saw Alondria say right there, like she's like, oh no, I'm cool. So she was throwing a little bit of shade at Coco. So I guess after this, Coco was getting hate on TikTok specifically for going onto Winter's podcast, okay? This is where, to me, obviously, people need to know, like, if you're on a reality TV show or even if you're within the social media space and you go on a podcast, people want the tea. People want a juicy conversation. This is what you go on to talk shows for, to podcasts for, is because obviously the person that's interviewing you, they're going to want the details. They're going to want, you know, something juicy so they could clip it and obviously have more viewers come into their podcast. That's the whole purpose of it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I guess after this, Coco had started realizing like, oh my gosh, I'm getting so much hate from the people that love Alandria, and this is like blowing up into something so big. So she had reached out to this girl, Winter, and said like, hey, can you delete that clip because I'm getting so much hate from it? And I'm like, this is turning into such a big deal that it doesn't need to. Before I get into that podcast though, and like the whole aftermath of that entire situation, I do want to go ahead and play a clip from Coco to where she was on live and she was, once again, in my opinion, speaking very nice about Alondria, saying like, oh, she's super valid within her feelings and everything like that, because basically she had caught wind of Alondria saying like, oh, like, I'm cool, I don't want to say hi to her, which, low-key, if I'm being honest, I do think Alondria was being a bit dramatic, do you know what I'm saying? But maybe she does feel some type of way for her for other reasons that we just don't know. Maybe she just doesn't like her, whatever the case may be, but I still do think, I'm like, okay, girl, like, if Coco's over here being nice and, you know, trying to say hi to you on a live, like, you know, it's not really that deep. But I do have to say this, though. We have to always keep in mind when it comes down to content creators, reality TV stars, people will soon know like, oh, let me be up into some drama because it gets people wanting to see more. And obviously, if you guys watch any type of reality TV show, you already know every single like end of the show, they leave you on a cliffhanger of wanting more. Like that's the whole point. So I do think that we will start to see all these people from Love Island, you know, maybe throw a little bit more shade or be a little bit more petty or whatever, because obviously it's going to bring up the views and it's going to, you know, get people engaged, you know, within them. So I do want to go to play this clip from Coco's live right here. Check it out.
How do you feel about Alandria saying she didn't want to say hi to you? Her feelings are valid. I'm not here to invalidate anyone's feelings, but I am here to clear things up and let people know that anything that may have been misconstrued or misunderstood, I'm here to clear it up. It was never intended. I was never intending on throwing any shade or being disrespectful. Like, that was never my intention. Who crashed out at the reunion? I don't think I should say that. Y'all gotta watch that. But I don't think... Y'all just gotta watch that. Watch that, tune in.
Right there, she's saying her feelings are valid, and, you know, I feel like she's being super respectful about it. I honestly think, like, you know, and y'all know I like Alandria. Honestly, I really said I feel like she's, like, one of the, her and Amaya, you know what I'm saying? Well, if I had to choose one, though, Amaya's, like, low-key my favorite, just because, like I said before, she's just so unintentionally funny, and I swear to God, to even my friends now, I be saying gratitually, I want me a man that's gratitually, like, I literally am obsessed with her. But I do like Alandria. I feel like she's just really well put together, you know what I'm saying? But I do think in this moment, she is being a little bit petty. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I really do feel like at the end of the day, like, you should know people are going to go on to podcasts and they are going to say things. They're there to spill the tea. And I think that anybody who has watched any podcast before, they know that the podcast hosts are obviously trying to get something out of them. They're trying to get some tea, some news, something that the viewers don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you bring in the viewers, and that's just the name of the game. So anyway, speaking of that, this girl Winter, okay, I guess apparently this is actually my first time hearing of her, but she's really, really popular on TikTok. She has 2 million followers. I guess she had Coco reached out to Winter and said, hey, I'm getting so much hate. Can you please delete that clip that's going around? Because you guys are going to see this girl Winter said Coco's interview or having her on the podcast was just, she wasn't giving her nothing. It was so boring, so dull, that she was trying her hardest to get some tea out of her, because obviously she needed some clips. Because obviously when you guys are going to go on a podcast, like, you have to like have clips of it, put it on your YouTube shorts, put it on your Instagram reels, put it on your TikToks, and that's how you drive traffic into watching the full episode. You know what I'm saying? So you do want to pick the funniest moment. You do want to pick the most dramatic moment, the most messy moment, you know what I'm saying, to obviously get people in. So this girl Winter is saying like, hey, out of our whole entire interview, that was the only juicy thing that I could clip. And I guess a lot of people from, you know, Alandria's fan base didn't like it, and they were sending Coco hate. So Coco was like, can you delete that? But I guess this is where the girl Winter's like, oh my gosh, like, I gotta keep it with you guys. After watching this clip, I kind of liked her. But that's a hot take, okay? Because I was reading the comments and I was like, oh, apparently a lot of people don't like this girl Winter. They're like, oh my gosh, she's so messy. She's doing the most. And I'm sitting over here like, she's a podcast host. Like, obviously, she's supposed to be a little bit messy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, the wording of her questions obviously has to try to pull an answer out of her guest, because that's like the whole point. And you want people to watch the episode. Like, honestly, I'm keeping it real with you guys. Like, I don't know if I would ever do like a guest, style podcast, but if I do, of course, I'm going to be asking them messy questions. I'm going to be asking them juicy questions. I'm going to be asking the questions that I think that the audience would want the answers to. So that's why I'm not really understanding how they're calling this girl Winter so messy and she's problematic and whatnot, because I'm like, wait, like even like if you watch like, talk show people, like they ask those juicy questions because they know that's what the audience wants to hear. So I'm not really understanding, but I was reading the comments and I was like, oh my gosh, it was like one comment after another of calling Winter messy, petty, problematic, dramatic, like all these things. And I was like, what? Like, she was just trying to like get something juicy out of her. She said that the interview was boring, so she was like, okay, I gotta like steer the ship here and get something out of her so that way I can make this podcast worth watching. Do you know what I'm saying? Check out this clip right here.
Okay, so I just want to come on here and address Coco's comment today. We had Coco come on the podcast as a guest because she spent an amount of time in the villa, and obviously the Love Island fans are nuts. But I just want to address this comment that she made today, and I want to break everything down and call things for exactly what they are. I was never being shady. Stop spreading misinformation. I hate the outcome of being on that podcast. I hate that Winter loudly tried to exploit my experience to put people down. It was very unsuccessful because that's not my character in real life, and I appreciate who sees through that. I didn't speak badly on anyone, and the fact that that is what she wanted is disheartening. I had higher hopes of appearing on the show and found myself trying to collaborate with a friend, Shy, but this being the outcome, all because of a misconstrued edited teaser clip, is whack as hell. Okay, so I'm not going to be your scapegoat. You're not going to try to put everything on Big Bad Winter because I didn't do anything that anybody is not supposed to do. I have a podcast. You came on the podcast. You gave us nothing when you came on the podcast, okay? That's already been discussed. That's fine. We posted a teaser clip. We posted a teaser clip to which you then called Shy and said, oh my God, I'm getting backlash. Can you delete that clip? So then me and Shy said, oh, of course, we will delete it. We're not here to make anybody a big bad villain. All we were trying to do was have people go watch the episode. If we were to post any other clip from that episode that you came on, nobody would have wanted to go watch. You are allowing these fans to get into your head. And mind you, I got plenty of backlash after that episode as well. I'm used to backlash. It just doesn't affect me. Obviously, like, you are new to those type of things, so I understand that it's overwhelming. But people still to this day think that I have a problem with Elandria, when really I'm just trying to pull teeth and get something about anything, any type of tea that people wanted to know about. This is what everybody wanted to know. This is what people were asking. These are the questions that people wanted to know. I'm just trying to literally give people the answers that they want. It's not about trying to make you be a bad guy or making you seem like you're so terrible. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything at all. Literally, if I'm being completely honest. So with that being said, I refuse to be your scapegoat. I am not Big Bad Winter. This is a show with 2 women on it, Shy and I, and we took the clip down per your request. I also saw clips of me on Twitter, which with false captions, and if you are letting these fans trick you and make it seem like, oh, I'm like talking down on you or have an issue with you, that's your own problem for letting these people trick you. I'm used to this shit. I'm used to when people try to pit people up against each other. So like I have said before, thank you for coming on. You should have no issue with me. And I wish you the best. And I honestly wish that you had some better people in your corner instead of just like PR people, some friends that are going to tell you like, don't let these people get into your head. Like, these fans are literally nuts. Like, I don't know if you have anybody around you like that, but as a piece of advice from me to you, you're letting these people affect you and you're not thinking clearly, because I mean, you trying to villainize me and make me your scapegoat for the backlash that you're receiving based off of a show you decided to go on, like, that has nothing to do with me.
I guess it's a hot take, but honestly, y'all, I like her, and I like that she was keeping it so real with her and saying that the interview was boring, and I think that's just the name of the game. I think that, obviously, if this girl has a podcast and she's realizing, like, okay, like, this is not, this is boring as hell, and, she even said before, too, I don't know if she said in that clip, because I saw multiple clips, but she even had said, too, like, the first, like, 100 comments were like, oh my gosh, this is so boring, like, this is dull, this is bland, oh my gosh, I don't like this, you know what I'm saying? So obviously, when it comes down to clipping things, she's going to pick the most dramatic thing, and I just didn't really think it was that deep. Honestly, I feel like everybody, if you're a podcaster, if you're in reality TV, if you're, not even in reality TV, people who are just like celebrities, like, everybody should know when you go onto a talk show / podcast, people are going to ask messy questions, juicy questions, because, people really want the tea. That's the whole purpose of listening to a show. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Call me messy, call me petty, but I really do understand where, this girl Winter was coming from. And it's kind of crazy to see how much hate she was getting specifically for this, which I was like, I don't know. I kind of understand where she's coming from, but that's just me. Make sure you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions about everything. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, Girl Scout.